See this place? Over here. This water pollution lab, that's their delivery place. This is the place, their main entry. That's the one. So this is the delivery area. That's the gate for the delivery. And this time I'm deciding to speak up. I usually would absorb it and just keep going. I'm working since 2012. I'm independent, doing deliveries all over the United States. I've been in most any state you can think of, most in any business you can think of. And usually I get no problems in other states. Just no problems. I feel that my work is appreciated, what I'm doing. I feel that people are thankful. But there is one strange place out of the whole United States where time to time something strange just has to happen. And this is Portland, Oregon. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't feel that the whole Portland, Oregon or the whole Oregon is just one weird place. Portland is a nice, beautiful state. I mean, Oregon, and the Portland city as well. It's a beautiful city, no question about it. And there are many nice folks over here. It's nothing to dispute. But just something weird time to time, as opposed to the whole United States over here, something weird time to time just has to happen. This is not the first time. This is not the second time. I'm afraid this is more than fourth time. Things just happen over here. So this morning I arrived over here. I was let in, and they told me open up the gate on the truck and let's unload. And I said, there is a seal on the truck. Would you please take a look at it, match it with the papers, and cut it off, remove it, so I can unlock the gate, open up, and so we do the unloading. That moment on, I was looked strange on and asked, what? You don't have cutters? I said, I'm sorry, I don't have cutters. I have not been instructed to have cutters. Then, and why don't you have cutters? You know, with a kind of pushing stance. They said, I'm sorry. It's usually the receptionist. You know, the place that receives the load. Usually they are the ones to have cutters in order to cut the seal and open. Drivers usually never carry, and I've never even heard of instance a driver to be instructed to carry cutters to cut the seal. This was not a simple seal, it was a big, huge, you know, metal seal that really heavy duty cutters would be needed to in order to cut. And the lady here was extremely not pleased that I didn't have the cutters. Then she looked at me like I'm all to blame why I don't have the cutters. Even though ask any professional driver, any independent, who is supposed to have cutters in order to cut the seal. This is not really the driver's duty. Driver's duty is to drive through, get there on time, but the receiving place is supposed to have the cutters, supposed to inspect the seal for its integrity, cut it off. That's how it simply is. So I was received very strangely, and I was literally blamed why I don't have the cutters to cut it. Blamed for something that I'm not supposed to be blamed at all. And I stated that I don't have the cutters, and that I was not instructed for this load to have cutters as an exclusion or something. The lady took this as a no, started murmuring something as hating to hear no's around, even though I never told her straight no. I just explained that I don't have the cutters and there was no instruction for me to have ones. She got really, 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 really mad. This is the word to explain it, mad. She told me, get out of here with your truck. She did say that. She was really mad. And that was the moment for me to make money on. But actually here is where again I show decency. I told, I'm sorry ma'am, but if I leave right now, it's not gonna be my fault again. And if I leave right now, from that point on it will become a charge for the load being in my truck because of the receiving place's inability to receive the load. That was a moment I could have exited because it was her order for me to get out. I could have exited. After that, call my company and basically stage it to drag and drag and drag, and I could make money on that, several hundred. Easily, and people do that. I didn't do that. So she was so mad, she left, went inside, and I continued from that point on to work with men that were here available. And they did say, sorry man, we know this is not supposed to be happening like that. Sorry for the lady, sorry. And about the lady, from the beginning when I went over there where the main entrance is, right there, and then you walk into the main entrance. So from the beginning when she saw me, she acted really weird. You know, there was like 7 yards plus between me and her, and she's speaking quietly, you know. And I took a step towards her, trying to communicate more effectively. And you know what happened? She jumped off away from me as I made just a small step, just to be able a little bit better to hear her, because she was, you know, speaking low. She jumped off away like I'm a leper, you know, like I'm all in leprosy. Not just, you know, jumped somehow for some other reason. No, she gave me a look and she jumped off, like backwards, sideways, away from me. And people, isn't that offending? That's what she did basically. And then to the point of blaming me for having no cutters, getting mad at me, to the point of banning me from this place to get out. I just continued to act decent still. And there was 3 pallets with total of 4 packages. I dropped 1 pallet, got it inside the building with the pallet jack. Second pallet, got it inside the building with the pallet jack. The third pallet was getting it inside the building. Basically, the load done, all dropped. And here my phone rings, and my dispatcher tells me, Ivan, what is going on in there? They said you've been rude. I froze. In this place, Portland, Oregon, I'm working, all over the United States since 2012. No problems all around. But Oregon, Portland namely. I delivered to many other towns in Oregon, and I don't remember one problem. Exactly Portland, Oregon. Guys, I froze. And this was the first time where I decided not to take it anymore. Just silently as an animal, just take it and just get my job done, and that's it. This is the time when I decided to actually speak. So holding my phone to my ear, I looked around at the employees and I said, guys, I've just been told over the phone that I've been rude here. Any one of you, please, can you guys name what I've been rude for? You've been here the whole time. You heard it all. You know what happened. Any one of you, please, give a statement. Was I rude? There was 2 more ladies. They didn't say a word. And there was 3 more guys. And one of them named Jeremy said, no, man, no. There was nothing to call a problem. You were all right. I looked at him and said, sir, if I've done well, could you please state on my bill of lading that I've done well? He took my paper and he wrote on it that I've done well. Yet I got a spit right in my soul that I was rude. The employee that works over here who did this at me, her name is Catherine. Why did she do that? I don't know. When initially trying to communicate to her about the load, Catherine Dusza, D-U-S-Z-A. I just don't feel anymore like hiding all of this. Initially, when trying to communicate with her, I was like 7 yards plus away from her. I took a small step to just communicate more effectively. She jumped away from me like I'm a leprosy guy, like I'm a leper. So isn't that offending? Why hide all of this? Why hide all of this lady? Let people know her. She needs to re-evaluate everything she does. She needs to change her stance, her treatment of people, the way she treats them. She needs to change. It's time for her to change. She's not a young girl. She's already quite a seasoned lady. She's seen some life. It's time for her to change. When are you gonna change? When you become so old, it's about time to get in a grave? That's not time to change. It's time right now, when you're still productive, when you're still working. This is time to change. So I'm not calling for her to resign. I'm not calling for her to be laid off or taken off of the job in any way. She might be holding qualifications needed for this place. So I'm not calling for bad things. I'm calling for her to change, to become a different person, to re-evaluate the way she treats people. This is what needs to be happening. This is what I feel is needed. As for bashing people around from jobs, stuff like that, I am not for that. I know that creates additional misery, and I am not for that. But she needs to realize she needs to quit doing the way she acted in the morning. She just needs to quit doing that, and she needs to become a different person, a better person, because in the morning it was not good. The men being here, they had to apologize for her. And by the way, she was right next to in an open door office when I communicated to people around, and I said, I was just told on the phone that I was being rude here in this place. Guys, please, anyone, can you guys tell me what I've been rude for? You've been here the whole time, you heard the whole thing. She hid in her office. She never got out. She never got out to tell, listen, driver, you said this and this, you did that and that. That was rude. She never did. When I asked what did I do wrong, name it please, she hid in her office, hearing me the whole time. Just kept hiding in her office, never got out. This is how much right she was. She knew she was not right. She knew this is not the way to treat people. Made me basically at fault for something that I wasn't. Called the people I work with. Stained me for no reason. You know, these people I work with, they know who I am. I am not working the first time with them. They know who I am. They will load me tomorrow again. I can guarantee you that. They know who I am. But we all feel like we just were spat upon right into the soul. And this is not good about all this. It needs to change. People need to become better. So I am not calling for hatred. I'm not calling for something else bad. I'm calling for awareness at workplaces. And I'm saying that treatment like this is not acceptable. It needs to change. Everyone is a human being. And the job done well should be appreciated. I brought this load all the way from Michigan. Last night I was driving the whole night, tired. This is not the way to greet a driver, an independent, who's basically very good at what he's doing. It's not an easy feat to bring a load from Michigan and be in good relation with the whole law enforcement. Have your truck okay, have your papers okay, get everything done right, not get detained somewhere for something. Have basically everything right in order this load to come here on time. This is job done well. Being met like that, it is not a good thing. This needs to change. So again, I'm not calling for hatred around. I am calling for awareness, and I'm calling that things like that at workplaces, they need to change for the better.